than us, the ones who you call GMS, to keep this legacy going.
Yep.
When all you clowns fell off, we were still out there teaching this word, with or without a camera.
Yeah, but
we were out there in the highways.
Yep.
We were out there in the highways and the byways pushing the word. Hell, the times when we didn't have no camera, we had audio. I still got audio tapes going back years ago, man.
Exactly. Yep.
But we're not bragging or boasting. We're just making a point. All right? Through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, we kept this thing going, man.
And if I can say this, hey, fuck you niggas. Because guess what? The Lord knows our heart. He knows our spirit. He's seen our labors and our love for his word. So fuck you niggas. You can say whatever you want. The scriptures say, hey, if the Lord be with you, who could be against you?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Who could lay any charge to the Heavenly Father's elect?
Right. That's right.
None of you niggas.
That's right. That's right, bro. I couldn't say no better than that. Go on.
And when he talked with me, behold, I looked by little and little upon him before whom I stood. And these words said he unto me, I am come to show thee the time of the night to come. If thou wilt pray yet more and fast 7 days, I shall tell thee greater things by the day which I have heard.
Right. And the night to come, we're in that night period right now. The day is going to be in that kingdom. Go on.
If thou wilt pray yet and fast 7 days,
right, because the prophet Ezra had to fast to get all these visions. He didn't just get it just like that. Yeah, you got the Lord gave him a certain amount, but this brother wanted to know more and more. He wanted to see the conclusion.
Yeah.
So the angel told him, look, fast another 7 days and you'll see the conclusion of the matter.
It's bad. It said, he looked by little and little upon him before whom I stood. By little and little, maybe he was going away from, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's bad, yeah, in the chair. If thou wilt pray yet more and fast 7 days, I shall tell thee greater things by day than I have heard. For that voice is heard before the Most High. For the mighty have been seen, thy righteous dealings, he has seen also thy chastity.
Right, in other words, he's seen that that Ezra's, the prophet Ezra was a man of the Lord. You know, the things that we're going through right now in this truth, he was going through it, and he stayed as a strong soldier through it.
Yep.
So the Lord, like brother said earlier, the Lord knew his heart. Yeah, this is one of my men. Go on.
Which thou hast had ever since thy youth.
From his youth, yeah, that faith from youth, man. Go on.
And therefore hath he sent me to show thee all these things.
And we carry that legacy even unto this day, because we didn't just learn this truth just now. Mm-hmm. All of us, we came in this thing when we were young. We were youth when we came into this truth, man. Young guys, barely growing a beard, coming into this truth, man. Like a lot of you brothers, y'all coming into this thing young. Go on. And
to show thee all these things is to say unto thee, be of good comfort and fear not.
That's why the only thing that could comfort us in this time, it ain't let me go drink a whole lot of liquor. Maybe I'll take my mind off. It ain't gonna take your mind off of nothing, because you'll get drunk and in no time, reality gonna kick you in the butt.
By morning you'll be right back.
Right, or sometimes before morning. Sometimes, hey, brother, a lot of times if I get drunk, I still think about that.
Yeah, you still think.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I ain't drinking the right stuff, but I be still remembering the hell.
No, there's a scripture in Proverbs that say, even in laughter, thy heart is heavy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, even that faggot Smokey Robinson made a song called "The Tear of a Clown."
Yep.
He said, even though I got a smile on my face, he's still crying underneath. That's the way that's us. Right? But the only thing to comfort us is the word of the Heavenly Father in His Bible.
Yeah, yep. John 16:33. Yahweh Shai said, in me you shall have peace, but in the world trouble.
Yep, and Yahweh Shai. How do you go into Yahweh Shai? Through the word.
Yep.
But in the world, you're going to have trouble. So I don't know why y'all looking for the world for anything. Fuck this world, man. Let's go.
And hasten not with the times that ye are past, to think vain things, that thou mayest not hasten from the latter times. And it came to pass after this, that I wept again, and fasted 7 days in like manner. And they're going to work. I wept again.
Yeah,
and fasted.
Yeah, he wept. He cried.
Yep. And I fasted 7 days.
And that crying was from that fear, because he saw them visions. Because the prophet knew he was going to be there, because he knew back then we always knew about reincarnation.
Yep.
Matter of fact, it was Ezra who said, "Woe is me, woe is me. Who shall save me in those times?"
Yep.
Because he knew he was going to be in, and he's here. We don't know who he is. I can't point to you and say that's Ezra, but I know he's here. As well as all the other prophets are here.
Yep, many prophets.
Doing the same thing we were doing back then. Go on.
And it came to pass after this that I wept again and fasted 7 days in like manner, that I might fulfill the 3 weeks which he told me. And the 8th night was my heart vexed with me again, and I began to speak before the Most High. For my spirit was greatly set on fire, and my soul was in distress. And I said, O Lord, thou speakest from the beginning of the creation.
He was hungry for the interpretation of the visions, man. For that, now he was hungry, man. His spirit was burning with fire in him, you know.
And I said, O Lord, thou speakest from the beginning of the creation, even the first day, and said it thus: Let heaven and earth be made, and thy word was a perfect work. And it was then the spirit and darkness and silence were on every side. The sound of man's voice was not yet formed.
Yeah, he's reiterating Genesis, the first chapter, the beginning of everything. He's going back all the way back to the beginning, when the earth was just being put together, and all the spirits were being put together to come upon the earth. The spirit of beast, spirit of man, you know. Go on.
Then commendest thou a fair light to come forth of thy treasures, that thy work might appear.
Right, and that fair light is that's not the sun. That's going into the illumination, because there was light before there was sun. Mm-hmm. Certain elements were illuminated, so you could see.
Like the earth has its own spirit.
The earth has its own light. Everything has its own light. Yeah. Go on.
Then commendest thou a fair light to come forth out of thy treasures, that thy work might appear. Upon the 2nd day thou madest the spirit of the firmament, and commandest it to part asunder, and to make a division between the waters. Right,
which the firmament is the ozone layer, mm-hmm. and it made a. Read that again.
Upon the 2nd day thou madest the spirit of the firmament,
which is the ozone layer. Go on.
And commandest it to part asunder, and to make a division.
Right, that's the word I'm looking for. Division. It made a division between the outer space and inner space. Yep. Go on.
Betwixt the waters.
Between the waters. Go on. Which is the outer space. Outer space is waters.
Yep.
That's waters. And inner space is waters.
And the waters is water.
And then they get the actual water. Go on.
Remember how it was broken down? Saying that in space, the elements of the oxygen or the waters out there is spread far apart. Yeah. Inside perfect, and then the water's too close.
Exactly.
Yep. Upon the 2nd day thou madest the spirit of the firmament, and commandest it to part asunder, to make a division betwixt the waters, that one part might go up, the other and the other remain beneath.
Right, outer space and inner space. Go on.
Upon the 3rd day thou didst command the waters should be gathered in the 7th part of the earth.
Right, that's talking about the oceans or the seas.
Yep, it's all one.
It's all water. There's more water than land. Go on.
Be gathered in the 7th part of the earth. 6th part hast thou dried up and kept them.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's more land. I'm sorry, brothers. I'm sorry, brother Salakia.
Yeah,
it's more land than waters, because 6th part is dried up and the 7th part is water.
Yeah.
Go on.
But to reiterate that, I'll bring that to fullness. After the flood, then the earth be surrounded by more water.
Yeah. Yep. Everything was broken up.
Yep.
But the earth is going to go back to, like it said in the scriptures, back to the time of Adam.
Yeah, that's why it was named earth, not water.
Right, and the word earth means paradise. If you go out in the middle of the ocean, that's not paradise.
Oh no.
You get in the middle, you get sick, you get all seasick, you bug out. A lot of dudes start bugging out. Not anybody. Being a sailor is bad in itself. Not anybody can go out there and set sail on the seas, man. You gotta be the Lord gotta have that spirit in you.
Yeah, yep.
Like that demon Columbus.
Year and a half.
Because the prophecies had to be fulfilled. The Lord put a hell of a spirit on that devil to make that voyage to this side of the world. Go on.
7th part of the earth, 6 parts hast thou dried up and kept them, to the intent that these some being planted of the Most High till might serve thee. For as soon as that word went forth, the work was made. For immediately there was great and innumerable fruit and many and diverse pleasures for the taste. And
yeah, there's all kind of fruit, man. There's fruits on this earth that, see, a lot of you brothers, many of y'all brothers that live here in America, you don't even know the half. Because we only get what Esau gives us.
yeah.
Or you might go to the fruit stand, you might get a banana. You might have a dried up piece of mango, which I've had real mango straight from the mango tree. And what y'all buy in y'all corner store, that's not a mango, that's a drango.
Yeah, by the time
I call it a drango. It's a drain mango.
Yeah, by the time it get here, it loses all the nutrients anyway.
Yeah, it's all nasty, it's all sour. You know, it's sugar cane. But you have fruits on this earth that y'all ain't never heard of, man. This earth is vast. There's more to this earth than whatever corner you living in. Go on.
And flowers are unchangeable color and odors.
Different odors. The Most High showing you that, no, but there's no God. Yeah, everything was made by accident.
Yeah, I always bring out
all the diverse manner of fruit, all the diverse manner of flowers and the different odors. That was all created by the Heavenly Father, man.
Yeah, look at like even how you cook food. If you boil it or bake it, fry it, it's gonna be the same meat and have different tastes.
Yeah,
bad, man.
yeah. That's why, because you'll catch hell. So you might have chicken. All you could buy is chicken because it's the cheapest damn meat to buy. But you got mad different ways to make that chicken.
Yep.
Go on.
And odors of wonderful smells, and this was done the third day.
And the third day, the third 1,000 years.
Yep.
Go on.
Upon the fourth day, thou commandest that the sun should shine and the moon give her light.
Right, now notice we read earlier that the Lord made the lights.
Yep.
But now here's the sun. Showing you, for you sun worshippers out there, it ain't all about the sun. The sun was created for us. Created by the Heavenly Father. The sun is not a God. Go on.
Upon the fourth day, thou commandest the sun.
Well, the sun is an angel. But
Yeah,
his job is just to sit there and be a son.
Yeah,
nothing more, nothing less, man.
Upon the fourth day, thou commandest that the sun should shine and the moon give her light.
And the moon give her light. Show you the moon got its own light.
And the stars should be in order.
And the stars got their order. That's why every year, 12 months in the year, every year, the cycle of the stars is always that same cycle of the stars. Like you see for example, you see the Big Dipper at a certain time of the year, but in another time of the year you don't see it. It's like a cycle. Everything is a cycle around the earth. The earth is in the center. Because the earth was created first. Go on.
And gavest them charge to do service unto men, that it was to be made.
All those things were created by the Heavenly Father for man. Go on.
Upon the fifth day thou saidest unto the seventh part where the waters were gathered, that it should bring forth living creatures, fowls and fishes. So it came to pass.
Yeah, fowls, fishes, beasts, man, everybody came up out of them waters.
On the fifth day.
On the fifth day at once. So for those of you out there, I don't believe in the Bible, because how is going to be one man? Well, guess what, Charlie? You had more than one man on the earth. You had thousands of men and women.
Yep.
Before Adam. And we're reading about it right here.
In Genesis the 5th chapter, tell you he made Adam male and female. It was a group of people.
Yeah. Male and female created he them.
Yep. Plural. For the dumb water without life.
Yeah, for the dumb water. In other words, but the Most High got that power, he can do that.
Yep.
It's dumb water without life, but he brought life out of that dumb water. Go on.
For the dumb water without life brought forth living things at the commandment of the Most High, that all people might praise thy wondrous works.
Right, right. Mainly is us Israelites.
Yep.
Because ultimately, all the other nations, they're going to praise our Heavenly Father too when they're in slavery. All nations on this earth is going to learn to follow our God. I'm just using that loose term just so they can understand. You Muslims, you Arabs, you East Indians, the white man for 1,000 years. But all you other nations forever, you're going to be worshiping our power. You're going to be under subjection, under Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and under us.
Yep.
And we're going to keep a constant foot on your necks. But I'm going to say this too. You're going to be happier in our kingdom. It ain't going to be like with the white man ruling over you. Because right now the white man is ruling. You go to India, y'all catching hell. Any of you nations, you catching hell. when we're ruling, it's gonna be harmonious.